Welcome back, everybody. Silas here today. The last time I was crushing at this yard, I was working on cleaning this pile over here out. I made pretty good progress. Got quite a bit done out of here. I was working my way in. I was going to kind of turn this direction and go off that way. However, things have changed. Instead of doing that, I've got to work this direction over here. Basically, all this stuff along this road, these boxes are fine, the box truck's fine, but all that stuff over here, this truck here, probably that truck there, all this stuff down here on the ground, this Mercedes. Ooh, it smells like a skunk out here. Man, it's the last thing I need. Where's it at? I don't see it. Oh, it stinks bad too. Well, I'll just keep talking loud and hopefully it'll run away and it won't run towards me. But anyway, probably this old Mopar over here. All these truck beds need to move out of here. This old sign needs to go. These old truck beds. Here's a bunch of just miscellaneous brass and copper and other stuff here. An old truck there. A bunch of crushers. Ooh, it's starting to stink worse over here. Oh, this is getting risky business now. But anyway, I need to get rid of all these cars through here. There's a few old ones, a few new ones. Kind of a mix. This Dodge truck here has a Cummins in it. I'm hanging on to that. There's some more truck beds of batteries here. And then back here, I've got a few more old cars. And then I got this whole row of junk cars here. Now back here, I'm probably going to have to clear it out all the way back. There's that old, I don't know what that is. I think it's some sort of Mopar over here with that hog feeder on top of it. Ooh, just about tripped. But anyway, I'm probably going to have to clean it back all the way to there. I think that station wagon will be fine where it's at. But basically back to about there. That red Dodge, I might have to move it out, I might not. We'll have to see how it looks. And then all these cars here. I counted and there's about 30 cars that I'll be crushing, and there's about a dozen cars that I'll be keeping that I need to get moved. I started stacking a few cars over here that need to be crushed. These cars are ready to go. And so as I process these and pull the aluminum wheels off, drain the fluids, all that good stuff, I'll stack them over there. And then there's a few cars back here that need to go as well. There's been a pretty big development, which we're not going to talk about that right now. But basically, I need to get all this stuff moved within the next month, month and a half. And you say, wow, that's a really long time. And that is a long time. But when you're as busy as me doing so many different things at once, sometimes it takes you a little while to get stuff like this done. So I'm going to throw the drone up so you can kind of see what's going on. And then I'm going to get busy working. It still smells like a skunk out here. Not as bad as it did, but still pretty bad. But I've got this truck here. I think the wheels are already unbolted, at least on one side. But I got this stack right here. I got this Jeep and this Cadillac. Those are pretty much ready to go. There's a couple more in here. So I think there's enough cars sitting around right here that I can go ahead and fire the crusher up, get them crushed, and stack them out front. This old Toyota just came in. I don't think there's anything good left on this one. The frame's rotted out. I don't know. It might have some dash parts in it, depending on how brittle they all are. So seems like it still works. The temperature control's any good? Yeah, well, those are both fairly valuable pieces and they're not all brittle, so I guess we'll go ahead and save those. I don't have time to pull them right now, so we just won't worry about this truck. Well, good morning everybody. I was not expecting this. The weatherman said there was a slight chance of a dusting of snow this afternoon. And it's been snowing non-stop with big snowflakes for the last hour and a half to 2 hours. And on the radar, it's not gonna stop anytime soon. So we're gonna get some serious snow today. But the work must go on, the show must go on. We've got stuff to do. Let's get busy. Headed to a new home. That truck there, the VIN numbers are all messed up on it, so more than likely he's just going to part it out. It's pretty much rust-free truck, just a couple little tiny spots, so it'll be a really good parts truck. This truck here came in yesterday. I haven't even looked at it yet. That guy rolled it off out here and came and got paid for it. So this is one I bought sight unseen. Where's the hood latch? It's up here? I don't know where it's at. Man. Whew. That hood's heavy with all that snow. Whole Y block. Nothing special. Probably a 292. Most of these were. But it's still got the radiator in it. And actually, oh, there's a little bit of rust right there. Never mind. A lot of the times these hoods are really rusty. This one's not as bad as normal, but it still has some rust. There we go. Check it out inside. It's actually a pretty solid cab. These Fords don't have a ton of following. They're not a super valuable truck, but this one here would be the one to do if a guy wanted a good cab. That's another cool part, is this here hasn't been cut out and stick some funky tack in there or something like that. If they have the factory Ford tack, they're not that bad. But a lot of times people will cut these out and they'll put who knows what in there. So yeah, a lot of good stuff on this truck. Like I say, a pretty nice cab. Make a good one for somebody. Really, even the front clip doesn't look that bad. It's got a little bit of a dent down there, a little bit of rust in the hood. Looks like a couple dents over here, but it's not just like a total rot box or nothing like that. So if somebody wanted a cab and clip to put on a different chassis, that would be the one. But anyway, the main purpose of this video is today I'm going to be working out here getting some stuff done. But next week, starting on Monday, I've got to go back to the other yard. I'm going to be getting the a bunch of those old cars out of the pile. A bunch of those cars are not going to survive. This place is just getting so full out here, I don't have room to save everything. So because of that, a lot of the vehicles that I have at the other yard that aren't really worth saving the whole thing, I'm just going to cut off the noses, maybe a few other parts, and go ahead and crush them. Like I say, we'll be doing that next week. Right now, the main thing I need to do is that orange truck right there. We got to cut the nose off of that one. Doesn't want to cooperate. I can see the hooks going on one side.
There he goes. All right, coming down, coming off. Where it goes out. Go. Well,
Something snagged. There he goes. Oh. There it is. I'll clean it off a little bit, and then we'll take it to the building. cab is pretty junky, but it's got a lot of good parts on it, and that truck had a 261 and it still turns. Didn't realize that. I thought it was a 235. So Sean has a buyer for that 261 already, so it's going to head out, and we kind of needed to pull the cab off to make it easier to pull the motor. Whew. Good morning, everybody. It is cold today. It was warmer on Friday when we were out there in the snow. It's been raining all night long. As you guys can see, it is completely underwater out here. Mud pit deluxe. This has been a really wet winter, which is really, really good. I'm really excited for that. But in the moment out here today, it's miserable. There's a cold north wind blowing in, and it's not fun to be out here, I'll tell you that. Sean is on his way out right now. He should be here pretty soon. We're gonna knock the rear end out of this truck right here. I believe, yeah, that blue truck right there, that's got a 9-inch rear end. We're gonna knock that out as well. The stuff back there is not a priority. I really need to get the stuff over here moved. Although a lot of this stuff over here is stuff that I'm keeping, so I need to find time to take it out to the other yard. But a couple of these are just gonna get crushed. Like, I think this car here is gonna get crushed. So I just want to pull off a few odds and end parts. Most of the stainless is already ruined, but there is a few good pieces on it. And then this truck here, I want to pull a few dash parts and cut the nose off of it. Then after that, that can be crushed. Those two there are just crushers. Probably going to keep the blue car. Going to keep this Dodge diesel right here. And then over here, I'm probably going to go ahead and crush the 4Runner. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and crush the old Plymouth. And then this Nissan on top of it. I'll probably keep the LTD for now. I'm not sure on the Diplomat on top of it. I guess I'll hang on to it. Those aren't really in the way. I basically need to get everything from here, right through here, everything that way, gone. I didn't even know these were back here. I've been crushing cars out here, and I've been crushing them empty with no tires in them. I always hate doing that, and I got a whole pile of tires right here I could be putting in them. This car here, I thought about crushing it, but it's basically complete. It's burned. This was in a wildfire. However, it's all there still, so a guy could slice the sides off of it, and those would be kind of cool sides, being a two-door coupe like that. Honestly, I don't think I can even get in here. This is so soft right now. I mean, I can barely walk in this. If I bring that great big 30,000 pound loader in here, I'm gonna sink to the center of the earth. Later in the week, it's supposed to drop down into the negative temperatures, so at that point in time, I'll actually be able to drive back there. It'll all be frozen solid. The only problem with that is that getting stuff out of the ground sometimes is a challenge. But I think for now we're going to focus on this stuff right here because that's all on hard ground. So I guess as soon as Sean gets here, we're going to get busy. And the Dodge is done, the Ford is done. The one Ford that was over there, that blue one, I don't know why I thought that had a 9-inch in it. It doesn't, so I'm thinking what I did was whichever one did have a 9-inch, I accidentally crushed and kept that one instead. So, oh well. This nose turned out pretty good. I actually kind of like it. I think that'll sell pretty good. It's not that old, but you know, it's getting old. You don't see these all the time anymore. It's kind of a good looking nose, really. It's got good color to it with the chrome and the gray, so definitely will find a home for that. I guess we're saving a little bit more than what I said we were going to save originally. We're going to save all this. Going to go ahead and pull the whole dash out of it. Pulling all the stainless off of it. I mean, a lot of it's pretty rough, but I mean, what do you do if you need fleet line stainless? It's not like you can just find it everywhere. So I'm going to pull a bunch of that off. Pull the body tag off. The VIN number's over here somewhere on this pillar. And then all those computers that were on top of it, I finally pulled all the good stuff out of those. It has been laying up there forever, and I keep saying, oh, I'll do it when I have time, and I finally just sat down and did it, and it didn't take that long to do it. So oh, and then I forgot that Dodge truck had these on it too. I forgot to even check at first, and I started carrying it back into the crusher, and then I remembered, so we got those off. Proper way to work on a Jaguar. Smoky.
Oh, I was ready for that.
Oh, it's needed.
Where's the... I hope we're filming this.
Yeah, kind of mess this side up. It'll straighten out. There we go. Frozen in the ground. If I can get one of them to open. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, this wheel's still frozen. Whew. We might get the gate open. There we go. That broke it loose. There we go. Whew. Okay, that's good enough. We'll get the loader out, open them the rest of the way. Good morning, everybody. Plans changed radically after the last day that we were here. You may know when Sean was here helping me, it was raining all day. It was super muddy out here, but I thought that's all we were gonna get was rain. But right after I left, the temperature dropped down to the low 20s. Everything started freezing, and then it started snowing. And it snowed, and it snowed, and it snowed some more. As you can see, it doesn't look that bad right here because this is all water and ice. So it pretty well snowed me out yesterday. I know I had said that I was gonna go get my trailer and come out here and haul some of these old cars off, but all that fell through. There was cars stuck in the streets everywhere, and they couldn't even plow the streets in some places. It was just an absolute nightmare. So all I did yesterday was run errands for people and shovel driveways and hurt my foot, and that's why I'm kind of hobbling right now. I didn't really want to come out here and do this today, but I'm supposed to have trucks all day hauling crushed cars. So that's what we're going to be doing today. As far as hauling all those old cars over there, I'm not sure when we're going to get to that. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how the day goes. We'll see how the snow melt goes. It is way too cold. I know the crusher's not going to start. That crusher does not like to start if it's below about 20-25 degrees. So all those old cars that we processed, we will have to wait on those. Those will be in this video. I am going to crush those cars in this video though. So just stay tuned. As soon as I can get the crusher to start, we will get those out of here. Frozen in the ground. We got it though. I think it has has about 100 pounds or probably 300 pounds of dirt stuck to the bottom of it though, so I'll have to let it thaw out before I can crush it. There we go. The semi finally showed up for a load of crushed cars at 2:30 in the afternoon. I guess he had a flat tire this morning and they couldn't get the equipment out to get it fixed. So they finally got it fixed, and I guess there was a car pileup or something like that on the highway between Wichita and here. So he got stuck in that and had to wait for him to clear the road. But I got him loaded. He's here now. He just got that cab overloaded with the old one with the old I forget the name of it now, but it had a diesel engine in it, believe it or not, an English diesel. I forget where that's headed. And also there was that panel truck that I set out the other day. They picked that up over the weekend. That went to Ohio. And then I set out that Buick and that Mercedes. They're coming to get those tomorrow. I'm supposed to load the other 2 loads tomorrow as well, so we'll see what happens. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to crush those cars tomorrow, just because it's supposed to get really, really cold for probably the rest of the month. And so if I don't crush them tomorrow, I probably won't get to crush them. And then one last thing before I leave. We put a new water spigot in right here, and we never got the hole filled all the way back in with dirt. And so there was a gap about 2 inches, 3 inches tall underneath the paneling here, to where it would get cold air on that water line. I was worried about it freezing and breaking. So the best insulator I had handy was a bunch of snow. So I buried it in snow. I don't think it'll freeze now. Well, it is now about 7 or 7:30 in the evening, and he called and said he is buried. And I came out here and looked, and sure enough, he is buried up to the axles on his truck. Yeah, he is sunk up to his axles. We'll get him out of here. Well, he is stuck again. So what I'm going to do is, now that I got him away from the fence, I'm going to push on the back of the winch truck, and I think I can just push him on out. There we go. He made it that time. Keep going, don't stop. I got another guy coming tomorrow for those 2 cars, and I'm worried about him getting stuck in here now. There we go. Load number 2 is headed out. Absolute nightmare to load. I had a bunch of issues. Number 1 issue is this thing here. You can kind of see where there's nothing here on this corner. I need to go ahead and weld something in there so it'll stay upright better, because normally it sinks in the mud or in the dirt a little bit, it's okay, but on this hard ground, frozen hard ground, every time I'd step bundles on it, it would go pop and flop over like that. So couldn't get the bundles in their level. And then the next problem I had was, you can see this ground here. I made all those ruts in the mud yesterday. Well, now they're all frozen solid. So when you drive across the top of this ground like this, it's like driving across a mountain range. Over there it's still a little bit muddy, but even then it's still super rough and bumpy driving across this. So you have to go about 1 or 2 miles an hour everywhere you go. You can't go any faster than that, or else it'll throw you through the window. I mean, this stuff here, you'd think driving a great big 30,000 pound loader over this would crumple it, but nope, it does not budge. That stuff is brick solid. Actually, it's more than brick solid. If I drive over a brick, it won't even make that big of a bump. But oh well, just the name of the game this time of year. I haven't had to deal with this for the last few years because we've had such dry winters, but this year, and really this was kind of a freak storm. All that rain we got, followed by a boatload of snow, it was the perfect 1-2 combo to make it an absolute nightmare out here. But like I was saying, it's just gonna get super cold, so this snow and mud's not going anywhere. And I remember in years past as a kid, not even as a kid, as an adult even working out here, there would be some winters where it never dried up. It was muddy out here or sloppy or something continually all winter long. But I've got some other stuff to do now, so I'm gonna run and do that, and either I'll see you guys back out here or I'll see you at the other yard. I'm not sure which. All right, we got load number 2 for the day, load number 3 total, loaded and gone. I'm out here at my place now. I got to get this off his trailer. This is a 1985 Ram Charger. I have a reason why I wanted this so bad. I haven't released the reason yet. It'll probably be on the second channel, honestly, but I really needed this truck. It's got a lot of parts on it that I need for another truck. So he was talking about pulling some parts off and crushing it. I said, no, don't do that. I need too much off of it. I'll just buy the whole thing. He came up here from Oklahoma. I actually made a video at his place. You probably saw that video, that in his video. I'm sorry if I can even talk right. It was out there, it was down in Oklahoma. And then he had those Thunderbirds out back in the tree row that he was going to be crushing. He did crush all of those, but he cut the noses off for me at least. Pretty cool stuff here. Another cool thing about this Ram Charger is that it's a 2-wheel drive, and I actually need a good transmission core. So once again, boom, right there's my transmission core. I don't know where they're at. I think they're somewhere. You might recognize the other guy that's with them. They must have went to get lunch or something like that, but they'll be back shortly. I broke it. All the cars I've loaded on his trailer, and I've never done that. And finally somebody else is gonna do it.
Camera's on, man. It's a pressure.
Content. I don't know if you caught it or not, but that was Puddin's Fab Shop that was just here. He bought that Mercedes from me. Real cool guy. Never met him before, but he and I both know Dylan, the guy that had the truck and the trailer here. And Dylan bought the 59 Buick from me. But yeah, it was cool to meet Jacob and talk to him for a while, talk to him about YouTube, that sort of stuff. I enjoy meeting other YouTubers. I don't meet them that often. I know a few here in Kansas, but I think that's the first time I've actually met somebody from another state. At least met somebody that's in the same vein of automotive type stuff. But I will not be releasing this video until after he does, just because I don't want to steal his thunder. I don't know what his plans are exactly for that Mercedes, but I know he's wanting to fix that up and do something with it. So I'll just hold off. That's mainly going to be all his stuff over there. So if you want to see more of that, you can check out Puddin's Fab Shop. As for me, I think it's warm enough. I'm starting to run out of daylight. I got about probably 2 hours of daylight left. I'm gonna go back to the other yard, see if that crusher will fire up, and make some vintage pancakes. There's the last one for today. This car just came in, actually. I was gonna crush this too, but then I thought, you know what, we might be able to make some other content with this one. I already crushed one basically just like this, so plus I thought I might need that front bumper off of it, so just in case, until I have time to look, I'm just gonna leave that set there. But we have made a lot of progress here. It still looks like there's a bunch of stuff, but if the weather ever cooperates and I can finish this up, it won't take that long. We'll see what the weather does next week. I wanted to get all this stuff moved, but it's just so nasty and muddy. I just can't do it right now. But if it freezes hard and I can get my trailer out and I can bring it in here, I can go ahead and haul off all the keepers that are in this area. We'll get all this stuff moved out of here and get this whole area cleaned out like I want it to be cleaned out. I wanted to do it in this video. It didn't happen. All this crazy weather, but that's okay. We will get it done. I still had fun with this video. I hope you guys did too. You just never know. I don't even know a lot of times what I'm going to be filming. I start out filming one thing, but a lot of times it transitions into other things. Like when I started making this video, I had no idea that I was going to be selling a car to Puddin's Fab Shop. That was just kind of a thing that just kind of happened. So I don't even know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen. That's why you gotta stay tuned and check out every video. That north wind is blowing in now. Temperature is dropping fast. Right now it's right at freezing. It's supposed to drop down to around 0-degree wind chill tonight. I think the actual air temperature is gonna be somewhere around 15 to 20. And then all day tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday is gonna be absolutely brutal, and Monday too. And then Tuesday, I think it's supposed to warm back up into the 20s. So I said all that to say this, I probably won't come out here and film anything at least till Tuesday. Tuesday, if it's not too unbearable, if the wind's not blowing, I'll go ahead and I'm sure the ground will be frozen by then for sure. I'll go get the trailer, come out here, and maybe we'll make a video of moving all those old cars out of here or something. I don't know, stay tuned. So with that, I am gonna head home, go someplace where it's a little bit warmer and I can feel my fingers once again. I will see you guys on the next one, no matter what we're doing. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. And remember to get out there, find yourself an adventure. And hopefully, unless you like the snow, but otherwise, hopefully it's not quite as cold and snowy and wet wherever you are. We'll see you next time.